Today, I'm going to do a Shopify store audit on the brand Gimme. I'm going to show you everything I like, everything I don't like, and what I would do to improve their Shopify store. Let's jump into it. If you're a brand on Shopify and you're looking for a Shopify audit like the one we're doing today, click the link in the top line of the description. Okay, so we're gonna be jumping right in here to review the website of Gimme and their Shopify store. And this is a pretty standard process that I would do for any brand that was looking to work with me. It's very preliminary, kind of just an overview of what their current site looks like. And I would pretty much just take notes and reflect on what the consumer journey is and where there's some potential opportunities. So I always start with the same 3 pages: the home page, the collection page, and the product page. All of these pages are the most visited pages on any Shopify store, and they're the typical visited pages for an average consumer journey. So we're gonna hop in here on the Gimme's homepage, and again, I haven't viewed this site. The only thing I've done is load it up, and it actually had a pop-up for entering my email address to get a discount. So I always submit that to see exactly how they handle a welcome series. So as we can see, when you land on the homepage here, you have a really nice header with some nice video elements, really explaining the product, the benefits of the product, getting into more detail. And video is always a great opportunity for that because you can obviously pass along a lot more information in a single section. I also like that I noticed here they have a free shipping notification on the very top, explaining that you get free shipping after $35. What I did notice is they seem to use a hamburger menu for their desktop version. I don't think it's the worst thing in the world, but it does add an additional click for any user that's on a desktop, because now they have to click into the hamburger menu to be able to get into where they're looking to go. So for instance, if you were going to shop, it's an additional click that you wouldn't have to take if there wasn't a hamburger menu. So as we continue down the homepage, we jump straight into a section kind of going over, I'm guessing, the different collections. So you have your roasted seaweed snacks, your grab and go, your sushi nori, and your big sheets. Again, this is pretty standard. I typically recommend like a bestseller section, just because anybody that lands on the site, they can immediately know what your top sellers are and kind of assist them down that consumer journey. And that works well for both new customers and existing customers, because both of them are more than likely going to want to get to your best-selling items as quickly as possible. So as we scroll down further here, we get a little more information about the brand, and it seems like how they source their products, how they create them. Then it goes into some recipe content. Typically by this point, I look for a little social proof, whether it's reviews, whether it's video content, reviewing the product, or as seen in, sections like that. Again, we're going into more detail on the product, explaining the calorie count, some of the macro information, the certifications, which is good, standard process. I like the visual here. I think it's a nice implementation. It is getting cropped on a desktop view, which is a little unfortunate. This is probably because they took a mobile first perspective. In my opinion, you can always implement both on desktop and mobile in a way that all the content is easily visible regardless of the device type that you're on. Then we go into a little information about the planet and how they probably contribute to the planet. And it seems like now we're getting into some of the social proof. So like I said, I would typically push that up a little bit, specifically for your new customers, so that they can have a little more confidence in the product and they're more likely to convert. And then they seem to just have a social call out here. I'd probably recommend showcasing some of the social content rather than just saying connect with us with the link. But it's good that they're implementing that regardless. All right, so now that I viewed it from a desktop point of view, I'll typically jump in here and view it from a mobile point of view. I am noticing that the logo here seems to not be loading. I'll confirm or deny that on a mobile device. Sometimes when you use this inspector element, it's not ideal. But again, some of this content seems to be crunching up, so it doesn't seem like the best implementation that I've seen, which is unfortunate. Seems like a lot of these elements are being squeezed together when they shouldn't be. But other than that, it seems like we're copying over a lot of the same content. But again, unfortunately, it's not providing the most ideal user experience that's possible for a website like this. And yeah, so we're seeing a lot of the same elements, which is great. I'd like to see a lot more visuals, a lot more review content, people trying the product. I think that would add a lot of value. So now that we viewed that from a mobile device, I typically will jump into a collection page. So we're gonna have to go into this hamburger menu here, into a drop down, and we'll just go into the snacks collection. Okay. So as far as a collection page, I think this is decent. I like the visual. I don't like that you have to scroll so far down to actually get into the categories and the products. But it's really important to build out your collection pages in a way that if somebody were to land on them, they could get all the information that they're getting from the homepage or the product page. Because you want to be able to use these collection pages for things like advertising, because it's one of the few places that's built in Shopify that allows you to showcase different variations of your products, whether it's flavors like here. And that's really important because you want to be able to run advertising and send people to collection pages. So anytime you can build out a collection page and really put a lot of information in there, like reviews, social proof, information about the brand, anything like that, it's really valuable. And I'm not really seeing a lot of those elements here. I'm also seeing a lot of, in the footer here, we're seeing a lot of crossover on some of these visuals and things falling off to the end of the page. So it seems like this could probably use a little cleaning up, a little bit of a refresher. Again, I'll jump into a mobile view here. And yeah, it seems like a mainly responsive design. So we're getting a lot of the same elements, which is important. Again, these visuals, I would try to clean this up a little bit so it seems like things are falling off the page and flowing into different sections, and that could be definitely improved upon. So now that we looked at a collection page, again, I would jump into a product page. And now we're in the product page, and it seems like we have some good information here. We have a lot of visuals that include some really good information on the product. We have our reviews here, basic product info. We do have to scroll to add to cart. I try to avoid that at all costs if possible. The most ideal scenario is you don't have to have a user scroll to add to cart. I do like that we have our certifications here and we have our ingredients. I'd probably put the ingredients in a drop down just to clean this up and again, push the add to cart button higher up. But I like this section that we have additional flavors so that you could easily access it. Unfortunately, they're not calling out the flavors, they're just showing them visually. So it's almost impossible for anybody to actually see what the flavors actually are. And then we go straight into the reviews here, which is nice, good social proof. But again, I would do some video reviews. I would add the as seen in, and I would try to add a lot more social proof. And it seems like they have a negative review right at the top here. So they may not be curating all the reviews. And I'm not saying you should hide negative reviews, but sometimes you want to curate which reviews show first at least. You can include those negative reviews, but they shouldn't necessarily be the first review. Then we have some related products, which is always a nice addition. Okay, and now we're getting into what I think is important for a product page, kind of getting into more information about the products. And it seems like we have some recipe information, another section showing additional products, and then our footer. So after this, again, I would jump into a mobile view. Okay, so this product page is a little backwards for me. It's unfortunate that they're putting the product flavor name and the price at the very top. It goes straight into the text, and then it's the visual, and then lastly, the add to cart. This is pretty much entirely backwards. So obviously you would want your product image on top, and you want your add to cart pretty high up. So this is an unfortunate implementation. Really probably should be improved upon. Very easy to do. They could probably pick a theme and fix a lot of this overnight. But we do have a lot of the same elements. Again, additional flavors. Unfortunately, again, the flavor names aren't there so that users really know what they're clicking into. Get into the review section, and then everything else to follow. Again, these visual elements, they could be hugely improved upon because you should be focusing strongly on a mobile device. A majority of traffic is going to be from a mobile device, but it's almost impossible to read some of these elements. So that's really an unfortunate aspect of their product page. So now that I reviewed the homepage, the collection page, and the product page, what I'll typically do is go from the homepage to a checkout process and see exactly how they handle that journey and see if there's any opportunities. So obviously we're on the homepage here. I'll just use the header, the main slider, to hit shop now. And we get brought into an all products collection, and we can just hop here into the white cheddar. Scroll down, add to cart. Okay, so we have a slide cart, which is, again, something I definitely recommend. And it's beneficial to keep consumers on the product page rather than loading an additional page, where if they want to add additional products to their cart, now they have to go back and they're just adding more clicks, and more clicks equals less sales. So this is a really nice implementation. However, I would like to see a free shipping bar, an upsell module, a lot of additional features, even like applying a coupon code in the cart. All of these things can be added to slide carts very easily on Shopify, and that would really, really help this brand to increase average order value, increase conversion rates, and increase customer lifetime value just with some simple implementation. So again, good with the slide cart, but could be improved if they added these additional features. So now we'll go to checkout, and we can see that they're utilizing the one-page checkout, which is great. I do see that they're not utilizing the logo within the checkout page. There's a lot of customizability to this checkout page. I would highly recommend they take advantage of that. It seems like they just have the bare bones implementation here. So yeah, I would have recommended that they do something to improve that a little bit. But overall, from a bare bones type point of view, they have everything that they need to have the site function. So as I mentioned before, what I typically will do is I will sign up to any pop-ups that come up notifying me that I can get a discount, so I actually understand what the brand's perspective is on a welcome series. And that's exactly what I did. So there was a pop-up that came up saying I could get a discount if I provided my email address, which is great. I always recommend that. So here we can see exactly what that email looks like. However, I will mention that they only requested email. I would try to implement SMS as well, just improving the likelihood of conversion just by having two forms of contact is always ideal. So as you can see here, they have this nice welcome email utilizing a GIF, which is great. Really helps with engagement, just makes a nice, more visually appealing email. Some really nice copy here, obviously engaging, a little shocking, which is nice. And obviously we have a 15% off coupon code here. They are using a generic coupon code. They're not using a unique coupon code. I'd probably recommend that because coupon code sites could pick this up very easily. It's something very easy to implement to do unique coupon codes, depending on the service they're providing. And then, yeah, they're jumping into a lot more information on the product. So overall, I think this is pretty good. We can click in here to see the 15% off. Again, see, this is what I was talking about before. They're using the collection page as the landing page. So really, if they improve these collection pages and provide a lot more information, it would be a lot more beneficial as a landing page. But I do want to check here if we add to cart and we go to checkout. The coupon code isn't auto applied. Now, this is a super easy implementation. It's a simple URL change, or depending on the software that they're using for email, it can be automatically applied. So now I don't have to go back and forth and copy and paste a coupon code. So something simple like that, again, is gonna help to assist in increasing conversion rates, increasing average order value, and increasing customer lifetime value. So lastly, all I would do is kind of try to understand what applications they're using before I actually get access to the Shopify dashboard. And I use a Chrome extension to be able to check this. And it seems like they're using the Shopify product review app, which is pretty standard. And they're using Klaviyo for email, which again, further makes me feel like they should be utilizing Klaviyo to its fullest extent to not just collect those emails, but also collect SMS, because Klaviyo has the ability to send both. And that's it. That's the standard Shopify audit that I'll do before I get access to a Shopify dashboard. So I hope you enjoyed this content. I hope you found some value in it. And I hope you consider subscribing so you don't miss my next video. I'll see you then.